So when I say the word Nokia, what comes to mind? For a lot of us, it's probably that indestructible brick phone from, 20 years ago? But the Nokia of today, that's a completely different company, a completely different story. Right now, it's a company at a really fascinating crossroads. It's sending some seriously confusing signals, reporting disappointing numbers, but at the very same time making this massive, high-stakes bet on the future of AI. And this is the central mystery we're gonna unpack. See, on January 29th, 2026, Nokia's earnings report came out and the stock just tumbled. Investors were not thrilled. And yet, if you look just beneath the surface, there's this powerful counter-narrative building up, one that suggests Nokia might be on the verge of a historic comeback. So what is really going on here? Okay, let's just dive right into the reality of that earnings report. Because to really get why some people are so optimistic about Nokia, you first have to understand why everyone else was so pessimistic. The story really starts with the hard numbers from the end of 2025. And they were not what Wall Street was hoping for. And here they are, the numbers that caused all the drama. As you can see, Wall Street was expecting revenue around $7.1 billion. Nokia came in at just $6.13 billion. That's almost a 14% miss, which is a big deal. Earnings per share also fell short. On paper, it was a clear failure to hit the two biggest metrics everyone watches. So, how did the market react? Pretty much exactly how you'd expect. In pre-market trading, the stock plunged 6.6%. This one number right here just perfectly captures that immediate wave of disappointment that washed over everyone when they saw those headline figures. And, to pour a little salt in the wound, Nokia's own leadership came out and warned that the pain wasn't over yet. They signaled that this negative trend was probably going to continue into the next quarter. Now, this is the story that totally spooked the market. But, as we're about to see, it is only half the story. That's right. Because while all those tough numbers were hitting the headlines, behind the scenes, Nokia was executing this really radical pivot. It's shifting away from just being a traditional telecom equipment company and trying to become a company that's designed to build the actual backbone of the AI era. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The company's CEO, he came right out and framed 2025 not as a bad year, but as a foundational year. What he's really saying is, hey, investors, look past these short-term numbers, focus on the new foundation we're building for the future. And you can see exactly what he means right here. As of January 1st, 2026, Nokia took its really complex structure with all those different business groups and collapsed it into just two focused pillars: network infrastructure and mobile infrastructure. Now, this is way more than just rearranging the furniture. It's a strategic move to get the entire company laser-focused on that AI landscape. Now, maybe the most critical piece of this new foundation is a huge partnership with, NVIDIA. Together, they're developing something called an AI-RAN, which stands for AI-Powered Radio Access Network. Basically, think of the RAN as the part of the mobile network that connects your phone to everything else. By embedding AI directly into that, with the world leader in AI chips, Nokia is tying its future directly to the biggest trend in tech, period. And here's where it gets really interesting. If you actually look past that headline revenue miss, you can already see signs that this new strategy is starting to work. The optical networks division, which is absolutely critical for the giant data transfers that AI requires, it grew 17% in the fourth quarter. The whole network infrastructure segment saw solid growth too. These are the new engines for Nokia. Okay, so you might be thinking, how on earth can they afford such an ambitious transition while their earnings are down? Well, the answer lies in a part of the business that a lot of people overlook. It's their secret weapon, really. It's this massive portfolio of patents that gives them a rock-solid foundation. And the scale here is just immense. Nokia holds over 26,000 patent families, and that's up from 20,000 just 5 years ago. We're not talking about old patents for the game Snake, okay? These cover the fundamental technologies for things like 5G, video streaming, and all of modern wireless communication. And the company is being incredibly smart about this. They're aggressively monetizing this portfolio way beyond just phones. As you can see, they're signing licensing deals with huge players in the car world like Mercedes-Benz, plus video streaming platforms, and consumer electronics companies. It's a huge and growing stream of revenue. And here is the really crucial point. This patent business gives them incredible stability. Just from smartphone patents alone, Nokia has locked in over 800 million euros in high-margin recurring revenue every single year, all the way through 2030. That is predictable cash flow that they can use to directly fund this ambitious pivot into AI. So now we can finally bring the two stories together. On one side, you've got these immediate financial challenges. But on the other, you have a huge strategic pivot to AI. You've got strong growth in the key new areas. And you have this stable, cash-generating patent business to pay for the whole thing. And Nokia has laid out a really clear roadmap for everybody. They're calling 2025 the foundational year. By 2026, they're aiming for an operating profit of over 2 billion euros. And the big goal for 2028 is to be generating over 3 billion. So it's a multi-year journey, right? The real payoff is still a little ways down the road. This right here really captures the entire strategy in a nutshell. Nokia is making a very deliberate, very calculated bet. They are willingly accepting the short-term pain of this restructuring so they can position themselves to be an indispensable player in building the global infrastructure for AI. And this is the ultimate goal, an AI-native network. It's not just a network that uses AI, it's a network that's built for AI from the very beginning. Imagine a highway system that can instantly add new lanes on its own, reroute all traffic around an accident before it even happens, and predict rush hour down to the second. That's the kind of autonomous, adaptive future Nokia and NVIDIA are trying to build, but for data. Which brings us right back to our central question. Nokia is fundamentally reinventing itself from the ground up. We've seen the struggles in the short term, and we've seen the incredibly ambitious long-term vision. The only question that's left is this. Will this high-stakes gamble on the AI era finally be the move that brings Nokia all the way back to the top?